Fellow Dominicans, a moment comes, but rarely in history, when a nation's soul is revealed. How we respond to this moment will define us, will make us, will become us. In this solemn moment, let us all, Dominicans who reside here or abroad, let us choose to renew our pledge to the service of Dominica, her people, and to all humanity. Let us choose today to let us together renew our pledge to fight poverty and ignorance, to build a progressive and prosperous nation, and to invest in institutions that safeguard justice and opportunity for all. Our nation's doubters will say, what is the point of such a small country having such high ambition at such a low time like this? But we say that the measure of the greatness of a nation is not its size or what it aims for in comfort, but what it strives for in crisis. When, on the morning of September 19th, I walked from Mont Daniel to Santa Roma, passed through Goodwill and around Rosum, I witnessed total destruction. I saw corrugated iron mangled and tossed aside with everything else, as if we had been ransacked by a giant burglar. I sensed uncertainty spiraling. I smelled fear, but I also breathed in the deep, indefatigable determination of the vast majority of our people to carry on and stand up. When faced with grave danger, humans have evolved an instinct to fight or flee. We chose to fight. We chose to rise as a people, my dear brothers and sisters. Those who may first have fled will return to join the fight as they did after David and Erica. Sometimes it takes a crisis to remind everyone of the importance of our journey. Remember, you only see the stars at the darkest hour. So today, ladies and gentlemen, friends, on this our Independence Day, Dominica stands forth on the edge of a great triumph to come. On the edge of a triumph, not just for Dominica, but for the world. The disaster visited upon us has shown in so many ways how we're not an island unto ourselves. We are not an isolated fragment of humanity floating in the Caribbean Sea. Humanity is tightly knit. The industrialization of others warmed the seas and brought hell and fury down upon us. But we will not be helpless victims of this world. Humanity's development has shaped ours, and our response must help to shape humanity's course. It will be a measure of the maturity of our independence, of its meaningfulness, if we're brave enough and wise enough to accept that the challenge of our time is global warming and climate change. We must, therefore, grasp the opportunity to make a difference to the world, to shine a light onto the right path for our planet. We do not lightly choose to rebuild better or to build the first climate resilient nation in the Anthropocene. The message has found us. We understand the task. We shall rebuild so as to bring a new hope into being for humanity. We must, we will. Our tryst with humanity's destiny is not a chance thing. Fellow Dominicans, our commitment to the preservation and nourishment of our natural environment is second to none on this planet. Who better to restore the rainforest, protect the seas, and to know intimately with what ferocity we need to build against? We have set our plans to you, the people. We have divided the task into immediate relief, economic recovery, and climate resilient rebuilding. Having a plan has allowed us to galvanize the support and assistance of the international community. The task is formidable. We have lost an estimated 200% of our GDP, and our goal is to rebuild better, not just to replace what was lost. We must use the opportunity to move quickly to 100% resilient and renewable energy. We must rebuild almost all our schools and clinics in a smart, climate resilient way. We must build new roads, bridges, and put in place slope interventions. We must coordinate our rebuilding so that our cables run underground alongside this new infrastructure. We must renew Roosevelt, its sea and river defenses. We must support the building of 5,000 new homes for our people. We must reorient our agriculture to ensure food security for us and those dependent on us. And more, we will establish the Climate Resilient Execution Agency of Dominica, a new institution to support the rapid implementation of our plans once they are funded. And following visits to Washington, New York, London, and Brussels, over the last few weeks, over 50% of our funding is coming together. We'll be presenting our plans to a partners conference in New York later in the month to help raise part of the rest. We will support the private sector as it rebuilds and restores. We will facilitate insurance payouts, the importation of rebuilding materials, the forbearance of lenders, and clamp down on price gouging. And for the balance of resources, we are pursuing innovative financial instruments that link the restoration of the rainforest, the protection of our marine environment, to new resources for rebuilding. Ladies and gentlemen, it will take careful, thoughtful, strategic planning carried out at lightning speed to effect this effort, because we do not have the luxury of time. It will take unity of purpose. It will take courage. It will take fearlessness. It will take incessant striving. It will take every Dominican to join the fight to feel its fierce urgency. It will also require a resoluteness of character. This is no time for ill will, no time for petty and destructive criticism. We must be indivisible as a people if we are to survive and rebuild our country. We must have a high indifference to those who want to pull us down to the low level, to distract us with childish nuisances. As a great man said, no nation can be great whose people are narrow in thought and action. Let us be a great nation. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Fellow Dominicans, here and abroad, the time has come to redeem our past pledges to our nation and to our brothers and sisters. Let us not betray November 3rd, 1978. Our future beckons to us. If we are true to our path, great triumphs await us. Our actions will become a history that others will write. Let it be a history that rouses the hearts of future generations, that forges a steel within them that will never be bent. Today, we light a torch in our minds, in memory of those taken from us, in solidarity with those struck hard here and across the Caribbean. Our sights are set high, but we know the rocks in the road. And as we slip, stumble, and stride, we move forward, and we shall never let that torch be blown out, however high the winds. I call upon you, Dominicans, friends and well-wishers, to join us on this journey. Join us with faith and confidence on this faithful and grand adventure. Dominica's star rises. Let it never set. Happy Independence, Dominica. May God bless you. May God bless our families. May God bless Dominica. Let us go forth to serve our God and country. I thank you very much, and may God continue to bless this beautiful nation as we unite in purpose to rebuild lives and to rebuild an entire nation. I call every Dominican, man, woman, and child, to duty. And let us respect and honor our pledge and our independence by working together to build the world's first climate-resilient nation in the world. Can we do it? Can we do it? Are you committing yourselves to this task? The task and the journey shall be long, but the joy will come at the end of this long journey. We shall rise. We are rising. How fast and how steady will depend on every one of us here and listening. May God bless us again, ladies and gentlemen. Let us continue to work together, hold hands, to build this beautiful country from ashes to a more prosperous nation. I thank you most profusely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.